Asking, why, is a natural human response to difficult circumstances. But should Christians ask God, why? Why did you allow this to happen? Why me? Some may think it's a sign of doubt or lack of faith. However, the Bible shows us that asking God, why, can be a legitimate and even necessary part of our relationship with Him. First, let's take a look at some scriptures from the Bible where man asked God such questions. Psalms 13 verse 1-2. How long, O Lord, wilt thou forget me forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? David asks God why he seems distant. Psalms 22 verse 1-2. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me, and from the words of my roaring? David asks God why he seems absent. Habakkuk 1 verse 2-4. O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Why dost thou show me iniquity, and causest me to behold grievance? Habakkuk asks God why he allows injustice. One more. Jeremiah 12 verse 1-4. Righteous art thou, O Lord, when I plead with thee, yet let me talk with thee of thy judgments. Wherefore did the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously? Jeremiah asks God why the wicked prosper. Even Jesus at one point asked God why. Matthew 27 verse 46. And about the 9th hour Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani? That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Mark 15 verse 34. And at the 9th hour Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani? Which is, being interpreted, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Even Jesus asked God, why, in his darkest moment. But there is an interpretation as to why Jesus asked God this question, but today we won't look at it, surely next time. Questioning God does not necessarily mean a lack of faith, but rather to gain a deeper understanding and intimacy, most often. In all these questions asked, for example David's question in Psalms 13, 1-2 which we read earlier 1. He was being honest about his feelings and emotions, and God loves honest people too. He still trusted God, despite feeling lost and all that, he still called God Lord, meaning it too. 3. He was seeking answers and reassurance rather than trying to dictate solutions and trapping God. Actually, God encourages us to ask Him questions. Let's read this few scriptures. Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. God encourages seeking understanding. Matthew 7:7-8. Ask, and it shall be given you. Let's end there. These verses show us that asking God, why, is not only okay but also encouraged. Asking God, why, can be a natural and necessary part of our relationship with Him. We see in the Bible that even David, Habakkuk, Jeremiah, and Jesus asked God, why, in their darkest moments. God encourages us to seek understanding and ask questions, promising to answer and guide us. Well, it's mostly important about the place where the question is indeed coming from and the real intentions of the question asked. Let's look at examples where people asked God the question why and only ended up provoking God, all because of the reason behind the questions. Now let's explore why some questions asked of God were not good and should be avoided. Luke 20:1-8. The chief priests and scribes questioned Jesus' authority, asking, Tell us, by what authority doest thou these things? Or who is he that gave thee this authority? They challenged Jesus' authority. Matthew 21:23-27. The chief priests and elders questioned Jesus' authority, asking, By what authority doest thou these things? And who gave thee this authority? They challenged Jesus' authority. These questions were not good because they came from a place of rebellion and a desire to trap Jesus, rather than a genuine seeking of understanding. Psalm 78:17-20. They tempted God in their heart by asking meat for their lust. Yea, they spake against God. They said, Can God furnish a table in the wilderness? Behold, he smote the rock, that the waters gushed out, and the streams overflowed. Can he give bread also? Can he provide flesh for his people? The Israelites tested God's patience with their demands. These questions were not good because they came from a place of disobedience and a lack of trust in God's provision. In contrast to these questions, the scriptures mentioned earlier, Psalms 13:1-2, Psalms 22:1-2, Habakkuk 1:2-4, Jeremiah 12:1-4, Matthew 27:46, Mark 15:34, John 11:21-22, Proverbs 25:2, Matthew 7:7-8 show examples of honest and genuine questions asked of God. These questions came from a place of trust, seeking understanding, and a desire for guidance. While asking questions of God is encouraged, it's important to examine our motivations and attitudes. Questions that challenge God's authority or test his patience are not good, whereas honest and genuine questions that seek understanding and guidance are welcomed by God.